Welcome everyone to this is the first live that we have for 2022, and it is a really good one where we're going to be basically having a pregnancy care coach, Payal Kurana, coming on. And basically what we're going to be talking about is GARBHsanskar. So thank you all for joining. I hope you guys are able to stick with us. The recording will also be available afterwards and across different platforms. But I hope you guys all had an amazing and a beautiful Happy New Year. And I am just waiting for Payal to join in so then that way I can add her. If you guys have any questions about GARBHsanskar, feel free to drop them in the chat box. We'll address them as they come across if we don't already have them added in soon. All right. Well, let me just give it a second. For those joining in, I'd love to hear any of your new intentions that you might have set for the new year. Payal, can you send me a join request? All right, perfect. Hi, Dara. Hi, Anu. Hi, Mitesh. Thanks all for joining in. All right, so we have Payal here. How are you doing, Payal?
Very nice, very well. Thank you, Zarine. Thank you for having me.
No problem. So I just introduced your name and the fact that you're a pregnancy care coach. If you can tell us a little bit more about yourself and maybe what got you into becoming a pregnancy care coach, because you hear about so many different types of coaches, but a lot of people probably haven't heard about an actual pregnancy coach, what that is, what they do, and how they can differentiate from some of the other coaches.
Right. Well, my journey started as a parenting coach when I became a parent and I realized that I want to do something. I had always been an ambitious person. So I started my YouTube channel wherein I shared my experiences and insights as a parent. And soon I realized that I should talk about parenting right from the womb because I've done that myself when I was expecting. At that time, I learned about this technique as I searched a lot on internet. I was very much confused that how should I handle the child. In fact, I was scared. I had never even held a baby ever in my hands. So there was, fear that how would I handle everything related to a child when I don't know anything. Though there is family and relatives, doctors, but I had that anxiety as a new parent and lots of confusing information from the family and everyone. So I thought to search on internet, and thankfully I landed on this technique which I learned, which is Garbhsanskar. I learned about it and I followed it to the T, and I got wonderful results. So I got a wonderful baby, which is my baby, my daughter named Khushi, and after 8 to 9 years of parenting her, I realized that being a parenting coach, I should begin, training people, training new moms in this thing only because this parenting starts right in the womb. And if you work on the seed, if you work at that level first, then 90% of your problems which a parent would encounter later are taken care of. So hence from the last year, I researched a lot about it. I got myself certified in pregnancy care coaching. I got GARBHsanskar training so that I can be certified to teach it and not just speaking from my own experience. Yes, that matters, but a certification is also important, learning everything when I'm training other people into it. So I got certified in GARBHsanskar in 2020. And last year was my learning year. I learned everything more about it, how to launch my course and everything. And finally, I'm into it and I'm launching it now. This is going to be my first course as a parenting coach.
Very nice. Congratulations. And I think that's so true. I
Thank
think a lot of it is even through all of the experiences that I've had, especially also in India, I would say, in comparison to globally and internationally, where there's a lot more support. What I found is here, there's so much more of a need, and the women get so much information from everywhere that it's nice to have someone that's dedicated to guide them through that journey, because it's such an important part of their journey where they're changing. It's their rebirth as well as their baby's birth. So it is definitely a
True.
beautiful journey to be embarking on. And I'm so glad that this is something that is very passionate to you. Can you tell us a little bit
Thank
more about GARBHsanskar and why you chose that
Yeah.
aspect, I guess, in particular?
Yeah. Well, Garbh means womb, and Sanskar means traits, the qualities. Now, when the child is in the womb, the child gets the traits from the environment, the mother's thoughts, and from the whole. Also, we get sanskars from the previous birth, and each soul is born with seven sanskaras, which is seven traits, which are love, peace, purity, power, knowledge, bliss, and happiness. Each one of us has it. So we all are born with these sanskaras, but over a period of time, with lots of births, what happens is we get conditioned to the environment and we keep on changing our traits. We learn to unlearn many things and learn new things. So these get somewhere hidden. So as a mother, when a child is in the womb, this is the time when you can refine those basic soul sanskaras, these seven sanskaras which I named just now. A mother can do that. How wonderful is that? This is the time when that brainwashing can take place and those sanskaras can come back. Moreover, whatever sanskaras soul has acquired in the previous birth, this is the time when a mother can refine them as well. So this is such an important period which is missed by all women, majorly by a lot of women, as they don't know about this thing. That you have such a big role to play at this point of time to get a wonderful child when you can work on the traits right in your womb, which you would not get a chance later. The child would get influenced by you as a role model, but then there are other factors also. The relatives, family, friends have a big role to play later on. But at this time, whatever you put into child is going to play a big role. That's why this technique is very important, and knowing all about it is so important. If it is so important, I felt that it should be known by every parent to be. Every person who wants to be a parent should know about it and practice it. That's why I thought to begin from this, because later on, talking about behavioral problems that parents face, when a parent would come to me and say, "See, my child is too much into screens, she answers back, and this and that," I would be like, this could have been worked on earlier when the child was in the womb. So that's why I started from here. The parents would face less problems.
And is this something that just the mother can do, or can it be done as a couple as well?
Yes, it can be done as a couple. Mother has a bigger role to play because her emotions comes into play, her diet comes into play, which also releases the chemicals and makes the child's personality. So the mother's role is quite bigger than the father, but father also has a very big role to play, even because they come in the child's environment too. We talk about conversing with the child. You should talk to your child every day. Now, when that aspect comes, I always suggest both of the parents should talk. The both couple, I mean, the husband and the wife, both should sit with the child with your hand on your tummy and talk to your baby. So the father also has a big role to play in this.
Yeah, and I think that's so important because sometimes the fathers feel neglected or they're not as much of a part of the pregnancy journey, where this can be a time for bonding with the mother as well as the baby at the same time. So it's something
In
that can.
fact, I would say that at this point of time, this generation is evolving so much. I see parents, both parents are equally involved. They are taking it very in an excited manner. In India, it was considered more of a woman's job earlier, but now the times have changed, and today's generation want to be completely part of it. That's a wonderful thing.
Yes, definitely. Who are some of the most popular people that have done GARBHsanskar, or that you may see some of the effects of GARBHsanskar done?
Yeah, in India, there are many people I've come to know about that whose mother have done this thing, who have practiced Garbhsanskar. We all know about the Prahlada stories and Abhimanyu's story. Abhimanyu was Arjun's son, and in Mahabharata, and he learned about Chakravyuh right in the womb, that how to enter into the Chakravyuh, but he did not learn how to come out of it. His mother slept by then, so he could not learn that part. Now, this is a story known by all, but there are many others I would like to talk about, like Shivaji, um, Saina Nehwal, APJ Abdul Kalam, Zakir Hussain, and Vishwanathan Anand. They all are girls and Skari kids. Their mother have really worked hard on their children. I would talk about Vishwanathan Anand, our chess player. His mother used to play chess while she was pregnant from both the sides. And the family used to say that, "Well, what are you doing? Why are you bothering yourself so much, getting up and then sitting on that side and playing from that side?" And the mother used to reply, "Shh, don't disturb us. My child and me are playing." So, and we got Vishwanathan Anand, our world champion. So this is the
Right.
result of Garbhsanskar.
And then another thing is, so you can always teach your child once they're out of the womb. What is the difference of starting all of this work while the baby is in the womb and actually developing um, and progressing that way? So what
Yeah.
is the importance of that?
It's a very good question, and I must tell you that 70 to 80% of brain's development takes place in the womb. The neural connection is being made. It goes on later also. In fact, first 1,000 days are very important when this brain development takes place, but major development takes place during the womb time. So when this neural connection is getting made, this is the best time to make those connections stronger and better with more effort, and if it is done, the child is going to be a genius and intelligent, creative child. So why should we miss this period if we are aware of it, that this is important? I know our family members, our old ladies in the families do say that read good books during this time, do good activities during this time, something pious, something religious. But when I was expecting, I did not know the fundamental behind it. Why are they saying this? But once I searched about it and understood, then I was able to practice it to completely, because I got the logic behind it. We are more rational people. We want logic for everything, only then we practice something. So I think this generation is like that. That's why I want to make it clear that why it should be practiced. It should not be like followed blindly. You should know why you should do this.
So I guess that leads into the next question. So instead of following it blindly, what do the Vedas say about that?
Yeah, this science, knowledge about Garbhsanskara has existed in our Vedas from last 5,000 years. We have a book called Garbh Upanishad, wherein the whole Vedic embryology is explained. In fact, there is a temple in Tamil Nadu in South India where the cravings on the temples, the carvings on the temple have these fetus developmental stages. So those temples are made so many years back, thousands of years back. So it is so clear. It means those people, our ancestors, had a great knowledge about it. It is a forgotten science, and it is a forgotten knowledge, as we believe more in science, the today's generation. That's why I link it up to science and give the scientific reasons behind it, and tell that why this is valid even now. This is very much explained by the scientist also, that there is a scientist called Rupert Sheldrake, and he has done a research on this, which says that your thoughts, the mother's thoughts, makes your emotions, and your emotions creates neuropeptides, which are chemicals which are released in your body, and from your body they go to the fetal circulation, to the baby circulation, and they go to their hypothalamus, limbic system, and they make the child's personality. Now, this is all science. Now, once you know this, you will definitely practice this, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. And then do you go into a lot more detail about the science behind it and provide more of the research backing later on?
Yeah. Yeah, what I'm going to do is that I've made a 5 days WhatsApp post. I must tell you about that. On day one, I will give all the knowledge behind this technique, all that I know, whatever I've learned, the orientation to this technique. And on day two, I would give all the the reasons, the how to do the brain development of the child. I will share all about that. And on day 3, I would share do's and don'ts of diet during pregnancy and what is the right weight gain, all about that. And day 4 and day 5 are the most important ones. On the day 4, I talk about, how to deal with your stress, emotions, and mood swings, anxiety, which is the biggest problem. We know we have to be positive, we have to be calm, but we don't know how. Now, I have, a list of techniques which I've followed myself, and I shared those with the pregnant women because I think it is very important to be in the right frame of mind during this period of time. And on day 5, whatever I have told in the 4 days, I will tell that how to implement it and be consistent and scale up your Garbhsanskar practice throughout your 9 months so that you actually implement and make those into many habits which can be practiced in daily life. Only then the changes happen. There is no miracle that happens, isn't it? So this is a 5 days WhatsApp course which I have designed for pregnant women, and I'm launching it on 13th of February, which is my daughter's birthday. I'm doing it on my daughter's birthday because she's the reason behind all this. So I'm doing it on 13th of February, and this is going to be 5 days class. And I will be, if anyone is interested, the person can DM me, and I will share the link for the payment. And I'm just charging only rupees 99 for this 5 days course because I'm just launching it, but I'm giving my best. My intention is to give you the best and contribute to your life, and so that you raise a good child. I have worked really hard for last 2 years on this to understand and figure out things, and I'm launching it once I'm confident, yes, this works, and when I've applied those things myself, only then. That's the plan.
And then you also have a master class that's coming up, right, as well? Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, on 13th February only.
Okay.
On 13th February itself, I'm taking the first class, which is the master class, wherein I will tell all this in detail. And that is the day 1 also.
Okay, very nice. And then you have a Google form that we can then share out for them to complete as well, as if they're wanting to pre-book or learn more a little bit in advance. Okay.
Yeah. I'm taking the master class on 28th also. I'm taking the master class on 28th also. But since we are doing this live, I would like to share the link straight away and talk about that because I've told the significance of it already in this class. So day 1 would be the 13th of February, but there would be a master class on 28th also, where I would explain all this that I've talked about just now in a PPT form also. They can join that also if they want to know.
Okay, very nice. You had mentioned about stress as well. So can you go into a little bit more detail as to how stress, the mother's stress can affect the baby as well in the womb as well as post-pregnancy too?
Yeah, as I told you about that scientific study by Dr. Rupert Sheldrake, it says that your thoughts makes the personality of the baby. Now there are steps to it. As I said, thoughts creates your emotions. We all know that. We have some thoughts, they lead to emotions, and emotions create a chemical in the body which we call as neuropeptides. Now those neuropeptides we think remain to us only, but they pass through the umbilical cord to the placenta, from the placenta to the baby, and they go into the baby's blood circulation. So your thoughts are actually converted into chemical form, and these chemicals are passed on to the baby through the blood, which passes into the child's body through fetal circulation, through placenta. So this is how your thoughts get transformed into chemical and reaches to your child. So it means whatever you're thinking, good or bad, it is reaching to your child. When you think good things, happy hormones are secreted in your body. If you know about dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphin, these are happy hormones which makes you feel good. I call them dose. We have to give this dose to ourselves every day. Any human being. But when you're pregnant, it is all the more a bigger responsibility for you to, to give yourself that dose. If you give that happy dose to yourself every day, then you would remain away from those stress hormones, which is cortisol. If you remain away from stress hormone, your baby is in good hands. The personality would turn out to be good. Otherwise, the babies develop that hyperactivity, sad emotions. remaining alone, ADHD, such kind of problems show up in the baby if you remain sad. So your stress, your depression, your anxiety affects the personality of a baby to such a great level. When you say later that my child doesn't mingle up with other people, now the bigger reason is this: how you were during your pregnancy, how was your state of mind during your pregnancy, that has a big role to play in your child's personality development.
Yes, so true. So true. A couple questions that had come in before was how often should one do this? And is there a specific time of day that they should be practicing it, or it could be just being mindful of everything throughout the whole day?
Yeah, I would, that is what it is all about. I believe that something which is practiced every day as a daily routine, only then it makes sense. I would not like to make it, a 10 minutes job or 15 minutes job. It is nothing like that. It is your state of mind which has to be good all the times. So I have designed certain activities which you have to practice throughout the day. And now that does not affect your daily routine. It does not, if you're working mom, it doesn't mean that you are totally giving all your time into this for your child and not having any other responsibility. I understand everybody's working. Even if you're not working, being a homemaker also, we have so many responsibilities. So the program is designed in such a manner that you have to tweak your schedule in such a manner that you can incorporate those activities that I talk about in your daily schedule and yet go on with your schedule, yet practice those things.
Yes, and I
For
think that's
example, I talk about talking to your baby.
sustainable. Go ahead.
Yeah. For example, I talk about talking to your baby. Now, if this is such a beautiful activity, I mean, this is the very vital one which plays a role in bonding with your child. Won't you be excited to do this? Won't you make it as your priority to do this? You will, sneak out time from your schedule and make it happen anyhow. Once you do it once, only then you will realize how powerful it is and how beautifully you connect to your child, how nice you feel. And that is all we need, those. You will get a happy hormone in your body when you do that. You and your baby both.
Yeah, and that's so true, where I think it's after the 17th or the 18th week is when the baby can actually start hearing the mother's voice in the womb. So, and that's where the baby hears everything from inside the mother in addition to outside. So having a calm, soothing voice as much as possible towards the baby and towards others makes such a big impact in the future. Another
In
question
fact, I suggest, yeah, I just want to add something here. In fact, I suggest any expecting mom to start talking to their baby right from day one. Whenever you come to know about this, start it, even if it is not your 18 week. Reason being, the child cannot hear, but the child is in soul consciousness. The child is in the soul form. And soul's grasping power is way higher than what we think. You don't need a physical ear to get your feelings. The child is right inside you. They can get your feelings, as I just explained through that chemical form. They get your thoughts right from day one. So we should not wait for that time that once you are 18 weeks pregnant, then you would start from day one. It works. Thoughts, we talk about telepathy. When it works for others, in this case, the child is inside you. They would get it. Don't worry about that.
Yes. And then does anyone, the other question that was, do I require medical approval before I start this course?
No, nothing like that. There is no medical approval required for this because here we are not giving you any medicines. We are not giving you anything for which you have to, ask your doctor. The clinical part of it is different. It's just that doctors do not have time and do not have knowledge about Garbhsanskar. They are dealing with the clinical part of your pregnancy, but we are dealing with your psychological part of your pregnancy, and they're altogether different. So having a control over your mind is the most important thing. Tell me how much time doctors have to explain you about diet. Even they do give you a diet chart, but they will not make a specialized chart for you and give you all do's and don'ts in detail. Here we talk about diet as per Ayurveda, what Ayurveda says, and accordingly we suggest you the do's and don'ts. It is not something coming from anywhere else, but I believe in Ayurveda, Ayurvedic science, so it is totally based on that.
Very nice. Anything else that you'd like to share with the listeners?
Well, I have shared all. I just want that if somebody has some question, they can ask me. And I must tell that whatever problems and pains you're going through your pregnancy, like having confusion regarding what to start, what not to start, what to eat, what not to eat, maybe this might harm my child, maybe this might harm myself. I had gone through this. I used to take lemon water in the morning with honey, and one day an auntie came to our home and she saw me taking that. She said, "You should not take honey. This would lead to miscarriage." And I was totally scared. Oh my God, what I've done? I've been taking it from so long. This confusion, I think all pregnant women, especially in India, go through. So when we are backing up it totally with Ayurveda and science, you need not worry. You are in right hands, because we are talking about the ancient knowledge which has existed and not something which is coming from here and there. So at least that is taken care of. And all your stress and anxiety which is related to pregnancy, about your health, how would be my baby, especially those who have IVF or any complications during pregnancy, they are very much scared. They just pray, may it happen to the T, and then we'll take care of everything else. It will happen, because we also talk about how to attract the kind of child you want and manifest your desires. Whatever, you all have heard about law of attraction, but I have brought this law of attraction into my course in such a manner which you can practice. Any person, any pregnant woman can practice in the daily habit form. So all your troubles and problems are taken care of.
Yes.
If you have any question, you can ask me. If any participant wants to ask something,
And then
they can
also,
ask
do
me.
you want to include you can put in your Instagram handle, or I guess, do you want to just mention your Instagram handle, your YouTube channel, so that way anyone can follow you there and take a look and be able to DM you directly as well. And then once the video's there, we'll put all the links in there as well too.
Yeah. So I will share my link on in the comments of this video, and you can DM me that if you're interested to join, or if you have any question. If you're interested to join, then I will share the link for the payment, and you are the part of the team there.
Yes. Thank you so much, Payal.
Thank you for having me, Zarine. I must say, you really have a great vibes. I really love to talk to you, and I feel I've got a old friend of mine, as if I found a friend of mine. That's the feeling I get with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.